Hey everybody, Scott here for the Helix channel. It is Wednesday. You know what that means? It's Name That Riff. I have a riff for you from the 70s. I know, 1974 to be more specific. And if you can be the first to guess the artist, the title of the song, and the guitar player that played it, that's right. You need all three, otherwise I will ignore your ass completely. Put those in the comments below. Be the first to do so. You'll win this preset. Good stuff. I'm also going to do a little tutorial on using the pitch shifters and how I use the pitch shifter, and a fun way to use the pitch shifter that's a little over the top but pretty fucking cool. So, shall we? Alright, here's what I do with the pitch shifters, and this is going to be kind of, you know, going from a mild to an extreme example of that. Now, in a lot of presets, when I have a clean sound like this one, let me bypass the, got a pair of pitches. Since I'm running a pair of, what do you call it? Can you hear that? There we go. A couple of signal paths. I'm putting, instead of doing a dual pitch, I like to put single pitches, and then I like to mirror them. So the top one will be a negative number, the bottom will be a positive number. And I'm going to show you the extreme of this when I pan this hard left and right in stereo, and you can, you know, hear it in its full glory. But let me turn these down to where I usually start with the pitch shifter. Usually start about 32%. And at 4.4. Usually roll these back to 8.8. And yeah. So this is where I normally start when it comes to pitch shifting. And it's a really cool sound. I like it better than chorus, and that's why I use it so much. And I love to put it before the amp, because what I can also do is I can set a delay on one of them, and I get a fun effect. And I actually don't need to change that. So I can, you know, get sort of like one of these kind of effects. And it only widens, you know, gets more intense when you run it in stereo, of course. I'll do that in a minute, but I won't be able to talk and do that at the same time because I'll be using both of the inputs into the, what do you call it, the Tascam little preamp here that I've got. So another thing I like, and you know, this is just a mild setting right here. I'll also go, you know, for when I'm doing 80s stuff, I'll bump this up and we'll go 9.8, 9.2 up to 36. Then we'll hear those same. I'm using a pair of amps you wouldn't expect, the Huwatt and the Orange, the Mandarin, and High Watt IR, a Bad Cat. The compressors I'm using Red Squeeze and an LA Studio comp. Now I put in a pair of different timed duct delays, a 300 millisecond and a 444 millisecond, to give you an idea of so. The good times just keep rolling. There's not really a lot to say about the pitch shifter. I use it just as a modulation in place of chorus. You can get extreme with it, and then things will start to get interesting sonically. If you really bump up the mix and the amount of cents, you can get some interesting sounds. And when you throw some delays on there, it just gets better. So good stuff. Now I'm going to plug in the, what do you call it? We'll plug in the right side, pan these hard left and right, and really show you what's up, the fun of a stereo rig. And it's not a great thing to do live, just because the phasing issues are a drag. That's why I don't run in stereo live, even though I've got a pair of speakers in front of me. If you're not standing in the exact right spot, it just sounds weird. So I tend to not do it. I was kind of turned off by that the first time I tried it. Didn't care for it. They're fine when they're behind you and they're mic'd up like regular guitar cabinets, but the way I'm running it with the FR cabs in front of me, they're not mic'd, and even if the sound is coming out cool in front, it's kind of a nightmare in front of me. So I just don't do it. So let me get everything patched in the way it needs to be, and then play some more bits, and then I'll twiddle some knobs. There you go, everybody. If you can be the first to leave the artist, title, and the guitar player that played it in the comments below, you'll win this preset. It uses a pair of 3 Sigma Audio IRs, and it's a very simple signal path, but it's a classic sound. I went to see my oncologist today, and sadly he's given me 6 months to get my sweep picking in order, which is, I think, is a little beyond his purview personally. I don't think he should be meddling in my guitar techniques. But he says I'm fine, as you know, doing fine as, oh shit, there goes my guitar pick. You know, as far as the cancer goes, I'm doing pretty good. No need for treatment. No need to change anything, really, that I'm doing. So let's just keep doing this for as long as we can. Woohoo! So I will see you tomorrow with more tutorial action. I'm not sure what it's going to be. So leave me some, send me some emails and let me know what you have in mind for a tutorial for tomorrow. Suggestions, requests, whatever you got, and I'll work on it, just like today. So I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, rock on.